Okay, so we are starting with the normal rhythm, that is sinus rhythm. Very carefully understand that what is sinus rhythm. Sinus rhythm is when there is complete heart rate, that is 60 to 100, conducted by the SA node. Electrical activity is generated by the SA node. Rhythm has been very regular. P wave, which is the atrial depolarization, is being managed. Every QRS wave have the P wave before it. It is QRS complex. I'm sorry, not QRS wave, but it is QRS complex. So before every QRS complex, there is a P wave. Okay, and they are identical in with each other. Like every P wave is similar. Okay, their heights are similar, their gapping is similar, and even the interval, the PR interval, this P and R interval is very similar. That is 0.12 to 0.20 seconds. And QRS again will have the means 0.12 seconds differences. Okay, if it is being increased or it is decreased, then these ranges it can be abnormal. So means sinus rhythm is being managed because our conductive system is well working. Our musculars of the heart muscles are properly there. They are not been infarcted or no damage is there. Proper cardiac output is there because of proper return of the blood. Okay. So there is no hypovolemic condition, no hypervolemic condition, nothing is there, and the muscles are working smoothly. So let's see by the next PPT, that is normal sinus rhythm means sinus node, which is the primary pacemaker. Okay, so one upright uniform P wave for every QRS is there, which we have seen here. This is the P wave, which is the indication of atrial depolarization. Then rhythm is regular. How? Because see, you can have even a dance praising person who is doing dance, who knows that it should be in a rhythm. If it is arrhythmic, then we do not like their dance. So all dancers, all singers manage a rhythm. So same way, our heart is also managing a rhythm by managing this time, this interval, their regularity, their heart rate, all the things. Now heart rate. How this heart rate is calculated? The standardization is 300 divided by these boxes. Okay, big large boxes. So you just count down 300 divided by these much of boxes. If three boxes are there, 300 divided by these boxes means it is approximately around 100 heart rate. Getting this, 300 is a standard rate that has to be divided by the number of large boxes present over here. So you will calculate that whatever the large boxes are present between two QRS complex. You can see over here, three large boxes or complete four large boxes are there here. So you divide it by 4, 300 divided by 4. It will come approximately around something to 75 to 80 or something. Okay, so it will be the range of heart rate which is coming. So how you will calculate the heart rate, it is important. So this is being managed in similar way between each QRS complex. So rate is between 60 to 100 beats per minute because SA node is maintaining the heart rate at 60 to 100 rates per minute. If it is skipping to AV node, once the SA node is not properly working, in that case, substitutionally, AV node, which is keeping a pause between P wave and QRS complex, that is atrial contraction and ventricular contraction. There is a pause between, this is we see here, over here is a pause because of the AV node. It is just 0.1 second of pause. Okay, so that is being managed by AV node. So there again the heart rates is different. Okay, it is lesser than this SA node, but it is substitutionally working. If it is not the pacemaker, that is the SA node is not working, in that case substitutionally the AV node is working and managing these ranges. Okay, next comes sinus bradycardia. So we are aware that what it is, bradycardia, a normal terminology indicates that heart rate might be lesser than this. Okay, 60 to 100 is the normal sinus rhythm, and normal heart rate over here we have considered So if it is going below this means this is the lower range and this is the upper range. 60 is the lower range, 100 is the upper range. Then if it is below 60, it is sinus bradycardia. But can we see the other things differentiating? No. So let's see in the sinus bradycardia, what is happening? You can see this QRS complex gap has increased a lot. But these waves, these complexes are still the same. They are having the P wave before each QRS complex, which is identical. Interval is same, that of sinus rhythm, normal sinus rhythm. QRS complex is also having this much of gap that has been properly managed, that is 0.12 seconds, and heart rate has decreased. Only differentiation is heart rate has decreased. So you can count down that 300 divided by, you just count down the boxes in between this QRS complex, one box, one large box, two large box, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. You divided by 300 divided by these five boxes. What it comes to, it is coming around 60, lesser than 60. Okay, it is more than six boxes. Okay, so it is going then the lower than the lower limit, lower range. So it is considered as sinus bradycardia. So just theoretically see, sinus bradycardia, one upright uniform P wave is already present over there. Rhythm is regular. Rate is less than 60 beats per minute. SA node firing is slower. That is why it is happening. So we are aware that SA node firing will control the heart rate, but it has gone somewhere slower than the normal because of some kind of abnormality in the conductive system. So this is what the firing is becoming slower than the normal. And it is maybe normal for many individuals, but what is normal heart rate? We should be aware for a patient. You might have a different heart rate, mine will be different heart rate. So there is kind of differentiation according to the body build and many of the systems. Okay, again next comes is the tachycardia. It is just an opposite. So upper range is going beyond its limit. So if it is increasing, what was the upper range? It was 100. If it is more than 100, then in that case, it is an abnormal sinus tachycardia. Okay, so you just consider it. T wave and P wave are coming closer to each other. T wave is repolarization of the ventricles. P wave is atrial contraction. Both of these depolarization of atrium and the repolarization or of these ventricles are not having any kind of pause in between due to tachycardia. But what happens in, I had explained you, another one is the supraventricular tachycardia. Okay, in any kind of cardiac dysarrhythmias, there are four kinds. Premature extra beat, we will see in the next slide. There is a premature extra beat, and it's supraventricular arrhythmia or supraventricular tachycardia. What we can see over here, it is a sinus tachycardia, but when its heart rate is increasing more than 160, again here it should have a limit. If it is greater than 100, what should be the limit of the last range? It should be 100 to 160. Then it is considered a sinus tachycardia. But it is, if it is going beyond that, then it will be considered as supraventricular tachycardia, and that rhythm should be regular. P wave is present, but they are even identical, but they are coming closer. T and P are coming closer. P in PR interval is similar. QRS again lesser than this 0.12 seconds. Okay, so we are having all the things normal except the heart rate. So it might not go in dangerous condition, but if it is going at supraventricular tachycardia, it may become fatal. Now, what is the effect of this? Because of this tachycardia, pre-filling of this ventricle or chambers will be not properly done. So due to that, cardiac output and all these things will be affected, which we had seen in the last classes. So many of the disorders we had seen how the cardiac output is being affected, stroke volume is being impacted by return of blood and even contractile functions of the heart. So here what is happening, it is the reason, supraventricular tachycardia is having a reason, a cause is there. due to high anxiety, sometimes stress, fever during examination timings. Also, we know that we are palpitating harder than the normal. Okay, medications, any kind of medication it is going and it is cells are consuming lots of oxygen. In that case, again, muscles will strive for oxygen and they will contract faster. So due to that, again, the pulse rates will increase. Okay, heartbeats will increase. Let's see another one. Third one is sinus arrhythmia. During inspiration and expiration, there is a kind of differentiation in the rhythms, and during inspiration, it becomes lesser. During expiration, it becomes in bradycardic conditions. The gap is increasing, the heart rate will be decreased. But during inspiration, it is increasing. It is like tachycardia. So it is variating. Okay, it is not going similar, or it is not going in a simultaneous way. So there are differences during inspiration, during breathe intake, and during expelling of the breath. Rhythm is irregular. You can see there is no rhythm managed. Okay, so if you are clapping in 1 second and another clap is after 2 seconds, one again at a zero point 0.5 seconds, so there is a difference in the rhythm. P wave is present, PR interval and QRS are still at a similar manner. There is no increased or decreased gap in the QRS complex. This is the gap, one single box is there. Okay, it should be not greater than that. Sinus rhythm arrhythmia, we can see that one upright uniform P wave is present. Rhythm is irregular. It is increasing with the patient's breathe in, that is inspiration. Rate decreases as the patient breathes out, that is exhalation, expiration. Okay, rate is usually 60 to 100. It can be slower. Variation of normal, not life threatening. Okay, you will be asking that what will happen in this case, why there is a positive deflection and negative deflection. I will explain you in the next class, but till that time you just understand what is sinus arrhythmia, sinus tachycardia, sinus bradycardia, what are the differences. So till that time there were differentiation in tachycardia and bradycardia only with the heart rate, but in arrhythmic condition, irregularity and variation of the heart rate is there, both can be there. Due to inspiration, it is going faster, heart rate is faster. During expiration, it is getting slower. Next will be sinus arrest. Again, the whole thing, arrest means something is getting totally missed. The normal one was PQRST wave was normally forming, but here we are not assessing the, this heart rate is not accessible. You can see here you cannot access the heart rate. You cannot identify what kind of differentiation in the boxes are there. So rhythm will be irregular. You can consider that there is a difference, there is a gap between QRS complexes, but P wave is there. It is still identical. But PR interval and QRS are also similar. Only thing differentiation is the rhythm has become irregular and you cannot assess the heart rate. It is whole of this somewhere has sinus rhythm has missed. Okay, so what is there? You just see in detail. There is a stop of sinus rhythm in sinus arrest and new rhythm starts suddenly. Okay, sinus pause, one drop beat is a sinus pause. You have a drop in a beat. You can see over here, it should have one beat over here, but it has somewhere dropped. Okay, so this is what sinus arrest, sinus pause. Let's start with the atrial rhythms. Premature atrial contraction. Just consider atrial contraction means atrial contraction will lead towards P wave formation, but it is premature. So it is having a premature formation of the P wave. So what is happening over here? Heart rate is still not here, again are not applicable. Rhythm is irregular. P wave is premature or abnormal, or it can be hidden. It is just occurring very faster. It is occurring in a abnormal. You can see P wave is not completely formed, or it can be somewhere hidden also. But P wave is present. PR and QRS intervals are still the same. Okay, premature atrial contraction is having P wave. Every QRS complex is having a P wave, but structure. Morphologically, it is having a difference on ectopic beat, as suddenly any firing cell will give an ectopic beat and it will be present. Rate will depend on underlying rhythm and classified as rare, occasional or frequent. So premature atrial contractions are based on their frequencies. Atrial fibrillation. Just understand the, again, atrial means it is related to P wave, but fibrillatory means wavy. If you are just stretching a thread and leaving it off, it will just form a thready wave-like formation, wavy formation. So fibrillation means P wave is in the wavy irregular formation. Again, if P waves are irregular, then rhythm will also be irregular and heart rate will vary. Okay. So in atrial fibrillation, because you do not know how much time that fibrillation will occur atrial, so definitely heart rate will variate because it will take time till the atrial fibrillation did not get settled down. It will not give a chance for the ventricular contractions. So in that case, what is happening here? Heart rates are again variating. Gap is differentiating. You can see over here. Here only two boxes are there. Here three or 3.5 boxes are there. Okay, so there is a variation. Huge variations are there. If there only just 1.5 box can we can see. So heart rate will be different in each case. Okay, here it can be 300 divided by 3. So it is 100. Here if it is 2, so it can be 150. Heart rate is 150. So in between these QRS complexes is 150. Here it is 100. So atrial fibrillation is leading to the differentiation in the heart rates also. Rhythm is irregular because we are not aware how many times that fibrillation will occur. Once it stops, then only ventricles will get a chance to speak or like contract. Okay, just take an example. If you are speaking, no one another person will get a chance to speak. Till I am speaking, I muted you. I will not allow you to speak. But once I stop, you will get a chance to speak. So till the time atrial is not stopping to like contract, till that time ventricles will not get chance. So QRS complex is not going to occur. Now PR interval. This is not applicable because we are aware that these much of wavy P waves are there. So how the which one you will consider for the PR interval? Which one can be considered for this gapping or timing? So we are not considering it. So it is non-applicable, but QRS is same. Okay. Just you can see in a theoretical form also, it can be greater than, it can be lesser than 100. It is considered as rapid ventricular response. AV node acts as a filter because I said if a SA node is not contract properly working, so in that case the AV node will settle the or attempt to control these heart rate. Okay, so no proper VWAV is there, so QRS complex, what will happen? Atria are not depolarizing effectively. So filling will also be poor. Okay, P wave means atrial contractions. So it is not emptying properly. It is not getting filled up properly. So it is fibrillating. Rhythm is irregular. All these things you have to consider. So often in chronic condition due to any kind of medical attention is required in this patient, because if the patient gets symptomatic, you have to take care of this kind of patients. Okay. Another one, atrial rhythm is having another disorder, that is atrial flutter. What is flutter? Fibrillation and flutter are again different things. Sawtooth type, again it is related to atrial only, so it is P wave. It is including, but heart rate is, if atrial will have 250 to 400, ventricular heart rate will variate. Okay, so these are sawtooth. That was fibrillation was having a wavy formation. Rhythms are again irregular. We do not know how much time it will be fluttering. Okay, vagal stimulation is there, so it is occurring constantly. So PR interval still here it is not measurable. QRS will be the similar one. Okay, so here you can see P waves are more than one before every QRS complex. Demonstrate a sawtooth appearance and atrial rhythm is regular Ventricular rhythm will be still regular if the AV node conducts consistently and they are controlling the beat. If the pattern varies, ventricular rate will be also irregular. Rate will depend on the ratio of the impulses conducted through the ventricles. So vagal stimulation, if you are just pressing over the like jugular veins and then you are just, it will give a vagal stimulation also. This is classified into ratio like 3:1, that is QRS complex is just 1 and the P waves are at least 3. Every QRS complex is having 3 P waves. Next is we are going to the junctional rhythms. Okay, junctional rhythms. Just understand, junctional rhythm means what? That originates at the AV junction. Till now we were seeing about SA node and AV node both were functioning. In case of substitution, SA node AV node was functioning. But here junctional rhythms originating at AV junction. Junctional rhythm do not have the characteristic P waves. Okay, so yeah, so in junctional rhythm, what is happening? RR interval is quite similar, but still it can differentiate. Irregular rhythms are there. Okay, non-compensatory pauses are there, but before that P wave is might be premature. It is abnormal. It can be hidden, or it can be inverted. So PR interval will be shorter because if it is hidden, it is coming closer to the QRS complex, so it can be not visualized. So P wave can come before or after QRS complex. So it might be due to the atrial contraction, might be before or after, it may lost in the QRS complex. If it is visible, the P wave will be inverted. Rhythm will be irregular due to single ectopic beat, and heart rate will depend on the underlying rhythm. At what time the P wave is occurring, at what time the QRS complex is occurring, how much differences is there, that will be like classified as rare, occasional, or again it will be frequent based on the frequency. Atria are depolarized via retrograde conduction system. So it is occurring, atria is conducting system is atrial is contracting any of the time and it can be seen before or after the QRS complex. Accelerated junctional rhythm, what is happening? Heart rate is variating because P wave again it can be absent also. Here we cannot see the clear P waves. P waves might be somewhere absent also, inverted, absent, or after QRS it can be, and PR interval is more lesser than the 0.12 seconds. So because it is hidden, it is absent might be, or it can be after the QRS complex, so PR interval will be very less. So P waves can come before or after this QRS complex or lost within the QRS complex. If P waves are seen, then they will be inverted. Means it will be in a negative side, negative reflection side. Rhythm is regular. Heart rate between 60 to 100 beats per minute because we can see there are 3 to 4 boxes are there. Okay, so it can be nearby to that. So within the normal heart rate range, pass rate for the junctional normally it is 40 to 60. In case like it is fast rate, then it can be 40 to 60 beat per minute. Junctional tachycardia. If junctional tachycardia is there, then again tachycardia word comes means heart rate is increasing more than the 100. Rhythm is regular. Still again if junctional rhythms we are seeing, the rhythms are coming regular. So in tachycardia, P wave will be inverted or hidden. Again, interval will be lesser than the 0.12 seconds and QRS will be the similar. Again, in junctional tachycardia, only thing is happening is heart rate is differentiating. Here it was like in accelerated, what was happening? The P wave was inverted and hidden and the PR interval was decreasing. In accelerated, totally P wave was absent. But in junctional tachycardia, P wave can come after or before. In junctional rhythm, just consider it is an ectopic beat. It can occur anytime, anywhere. So if any of the cell is sparkling or the conductor system is working as sparking fire, so that electrical impulse will help to contract the atrium. Okay, so in that case, P wave can be before the QRS complex, or it can be lost in that, or it can be after that. P wave is seen, if it has been seen, it is inverted. Rhythm is regular. Okay, but rate is between 100 to 180 beats per minute in tachycardia range, but it is not originating from the SA node. Okay, just consider junctional means it is related to the AV node, so it is related to the junctional is related to the AV node, not to the SA node, which we were seeing in the sinus rhythm was related to the SA node, and AV node has speed up to override this SA node. Okay, SA node was working, but it has been speeding up, or it is controlling over that, and it is controlling the heart. So lastly, junctional escape is there. Okay, in junctional escape, again, what is happening? Heart rate is like becoming lesser. So it is 40 to 60, but the rhythms are still regular. You can see the boxes. Large boxes are same in between both RR interval and QRS complexes. The boxes are similar. So you can calculate the heart rate is, it is 300 divided by 4 or something. It can 4 or 5 it is. So it can be really related to 40 to 60 beats per minute. But again, it is junctional escape. So what is happening? P wave can be totally absent, or if it is being seen, it can be inverted. So it can be, you can see over here, it is inverted form, not above. So not in a positive reflection, but it is a negative deflection. But PR interval again, you know that P wave is merging, means atrial contraction and ventricular contraction are somewhere merging. Both depolarization are merging somewhere. So it is getting very shorter period of PR interval. So it is lesser than 0.12 seconds. So you can calculate the heart rate very easily. So just go through the slides. P wave will become come before or after the QRS. Again, it is similar thing, but the rate is 40 to 60 beats per minute. And SA node has totally failed because AV junction has that much overruled over that SA node that it is not allowing it to function, but the rhythms are still regular. So this was all about the junctional.